Welcome to the DSQ podcast with Blake Lawson and Dakota Reynolds.
Welcome back to DSQ.
Hello, hello.
For us, it's episode 1. For you guys listening, it's probably 2. We're going to do this out of order. I don't know. Everybody's like, oh, don't date the content, don't get behind the scenes. Like, I always like that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
no,
Like, it's fun.
that's charming.
Yeah. It's like, you don't want to see how the sausage is made, but you do want to see how the donuts are made.
Exactly.
This is donuts, so sausage. Whatever. Anyway.
We're hungry, okay?
We are hungry. We're going to see if we can knock out 3 of these tonight or not. Because we're behind. All right, enough of the behind-the-scenes livery ratings. And, yeah, did you actually watch the F-175 thing?
I did not.
Okay. Didn't miss much. I was like, I have some notes on it, but here's my synopsis. Jack Whitehall. Funny. Everything else. Kind of a waste of time.
I mean, is that not F1 in a nutshell?
Yeah. Gordon Ramsay, fucking legend.
Oh, absolutely. I at least know that part.
That was great.
Loved Gordon for that.
So there's our F-175 review. Now the liveries.
More Jack Whitehall, more Gordon Ramsay, less
And the booing of the
everything
FIA.
else. Yeah,
That was
less FIA.
All right, so another year, and as Jack Whitehall put it at the start of the event, a lot of the same shit.
Yeah, very. Most everything was very inspirational of the last design and the design before that. Yeah.
And I just realized, looking at your notes, we probably don't have them in the same order.
We probably don't, but
I was like,
I can move around. Yours looks more regimented. I can move around.
Mine was in alphabetical, but sponsors have fucked that. So It's the same order I did last year, because I just copied the document over because I'm lazy. So, my first one is, I'll just jump into it, shall we?
Let's go for it.
Okay, my first is Alpine.
Alpine.
It's BWT. You know what you're getting with a BWT sponsor team. I did give it an 8, though.
I think I was wrong on the whole, like, they need to commit to one color thing, because once they got rid of a lot of that carbon fiber that was blending in, that took up the majority of the car, it looked better. Although the bolder font is not. I'm not a fan of that.
It's a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little out there. 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I guess I was, the same camp, and I'm sure we'll go back, and that's hopefully. I wonder how much different we're going to be from last year's liveries to this year's liveries.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was the same of like the whole, pick blue and pick pink, and you should pick pink or black pink because, obviously.
They're in the area.
It looks good. I mean, there's still like something, that's why it's not higher. I feel like the 8, I may have been a little generous with the 8, but they did something different.
They did.
And that's something you cannot say about a lot of the teams that have for their liveries this year. The hats are cool. I did say the hats that they were wearing were cool.
See the hats.
So that's just my little note, because I have a pro, a con, and a note, and I just couldn't leave it blank. So yeah, like some of them wore last year's stuff, some of them wore this year's stuff. So that's why I wasn't really going with that. On a lot of, to also mention like the race suits and hats and
fair enough,
and all that. So yeah, Alpine 8 for me, and that was a 6 for you.
Yes.
All right, moving on. Let's get through this quick. It might be boring, might not be. Aston Martin. We'll swap off. I'll let you go first.
All right. So the black bit replacing the green on the side pod was not as good in my opinion. Same with the elimination of the yellow stripes. But I will note that the way that they tilted and blended the Aramco sponsor on the side, it flows a lot better than just the straight across that it did last year. And the splash of white up top is nice. 7 out of 10, same as last year.
I gave it a 5. Aston Martin's going to stick with that Aston Martin green.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think the white looks more out of place than anything. I don't think it was incorporated well. Actually, it was kind of... The yellow stripe, I hated at first. I kind of grew on it. I don't know.
It contained everything well. If they had kept the yellow stripe and had still done the flow with the Aramco sponsor, I probably would have given them a 9, honestly.
Yeah, I just kept it. I mean, you know,
which is
like
wild for same car.
I said the white and black, whatever. It's, you know, does their livery matter? You're gonna see Fernando finish rear back or mid pack, and then you'll see it on the tractor when it's crashed. Does it really matter what it's painted as? We may or may not have a hockey game on in the background. Something may have just happened. But yeah, just it's middle of the ground. No great progress made. If anything, to me, it's maybe a slight step backward.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. I know we're going to disagree on this one. Scuderia Ferrari.
Ferrari.
I gave it a 6. Which, I mean, I know, you know, it's Ferrari. It's going to be red. It's red. It's Ferrari. You sound like you just said the same thing. That's because it's Ferrari and it's red. It's the same thing. Fonts. I'm, you know, being a kind of graphic designer. Why am I saying that? I am a graphic designer.
He is very particular about his fonts.
So, the number of fonts, yeah, whatever. It was okay. I think the big knockdown, other than obviously there's not going to be changes with Ferrari, but I'm still going to knock them off for not being anything different. I don't think the white stripe for the HP little logo looks good. I think it's much like the white on the Aston Martin, except it looks more pronounced because it's the entire back engine cowl is this white stripe. I do get it though. Reminiscent of the old, wow, that was fast. It's the hockey game. They're on the power play and scored like 2 seconds.
Oh, it's a hat trick.
It's a hat trick. Oh, for the young guy too. Nice.
F1 podcast.
F1 podcast. Not Wyatt Johnson scoring a hat trick for the Stars. I get it as a throwback to the good old days when you could advertise cigarettes with Marlboro. But I think it sticks out. I am not a fan of it, but we'll see how it goes on the season. I wish they would do the other HP logo. I understand why they can't, because it's a different, like that little, like the minimal HP is a specific brand, and this is like Hewitt Pack, whatever the fuck it is, overall. So like the sponsorship's weird, but whatever.
Fair enough. It is a deeper wine red than years past, because the previous red was very bright and colorful, and this is very muted and dark and foreboding of possibly an 8th drivers' championship. No, absolutely not. But
for Michael Schumacher, welcome back.
Welcome back. I'm kind of neutral on the wine red right now. I really kind of got used to what I would dub Ferrari red, and the deeper red's a little whatever to me right now. We'll see how that goes. White stripe's very nice in my opinion. I know you hate it, but I like it. It looks nice. But it's ruined by the HP logo.
Yep.
Absolutely hate that.
The blue needs to go away.
But
the blue just sucks.
But the logo is boosted by the white stripe in my opinion. So inverse. I was like, the white stripe is ruined by the HP logo. The HP logo is benefited by the white stripe. The numbers are legible. You can read the numbers because it's not that awful white with yellow highlight or yellow outline. That was awful on the eyes. Anyways, 9 out of 10.
Yeah, and God, I guess I didn't really notice the red begin. So I did mine live during F175, so I never went back. So obviously that's a stage setting, kind of dark. So maybe that's why I didn't quite. I was like, maybe the red looks different, but maybe I'm just, Also, I wasn't
maybe
sure.
it's Maybelline.
Yeah, I wasn't sure also what was show car and what was real car. I feel like most of them were just empty chassis. But yeah, I'll be harder on them. I was a lot rougher on teams because your innovation was lacking. So, boo.
Fair enough. What we got next?
I got America's team.
Haas F1.
MoneyGram Haas F1. Toyota. Not Chipotle anymore, actually. But.
Side pods, select, invert color. In my opinion, though, that was a major improvement in just the pure livery aspect of it. 7 out of 10. No notes.
More black, less red. Cool. Again, mid. Just mid.
Just mid.
So it gets a mid 5. Like, it's all right, but you're not breaking. You're not doing anything groundbreaking. The suits. I did mention the suits on this one. The suits do look better than livery does.
Good.
Yeah. No, it's just Haas. I mean, I like it better than Russia colored. So I'll take the black and red over the your old Kari bullshit. But yeah, just mid-team, mid-team, mid-livery, mid-rating, middle of the pack, or
Maybe.
middle of the review. Sorry. All right, I do have Steak, F1, Kick, Sauber, F1.
I had to think what we were talking about first because all I wrote down was Sauber.
Yeah. Which I really thought they were supposed to start racing under Audi this year. I was like, I know the
thought so, too.
regulations don't start, but I thought they were going to take over name, but I guess we are still stuck with the gambling bullshit and the subpar streaming platform. That being said, I gave them a 7 out of 10. Black and green just looks good. They did changes. It wasn't a lot. It's definitely more flow busy now. So, which I will say, a part of these first 3 episodes, at least, I don't know. I still have not watched it. We were recording this post-testing. Testing has already happened. We didn't watch it
Yeah, no.
because of our blind predictions and season stuff. We wanted to keep the blind predictions truly blind, so we have no idea-ish of what happened. We locked in before, 30 minutes before.
Yeah, we
testing
were.
started.
I submitted behind the scenes here. I submitted the questions document to Dakota, I think 3 hours before testing was to begin, and we had it, I think, finished 30 minutes before testing began. So we were locked in already.
But 7 out of 10 on Steak. I don't know where I was going with the testing thing. I lost my train of thought. But
Off
I guess
the cliff.
I think in my brain it was like FlowViz. I'm like, I wonder for testing if they used orange. The orange FlowViz. But as I said, black green looks good. Ombre or gradients are cool. I feel like a lot of the F1 cars definitely went with that gradiented look to accent some pieces. So even though Steaks was probably the tamest integration with kind of just on the nose and fading it out.
Yeah. There's less green than the car from last year, but they did change the green to be more green screen than just neon acid green. Yeah, no, I like the green a little bit better than that one. Someone's hurt. It does blend a lot better with that with the gradient than just the harsh, like, angular electronic look. So 7 out of 10.
Hey, that's the one we tied on. Nice.
Yay.
That's it. I will see. I was like, if all the green matches will be the big thing. That was, and as a designer and someone in apparel, matching colors is fucking hard. So, but yeah, it was the race suits and the car and everything being different shades of that neon green. Hopefully they corrected that. I just realized I was off the mic for that. Sorry. All right, moving on to McLaren.
That's me, right?
That is you.
It is the same as
Same picture.
last year.
That's the same picture.
So same grade as last year, 6 out of 10.
No, I'm punishing them for doing the same thing. 4.
We'll get to that.
Pro, no Golf Blue. They finally really got rid of it. Like, even that tiny little accent they had last year is gone. So they did do a little bit of alteration. It's the same car.
It is the same car.
Like you said, I did have a note of their race suits and bringing their race suit or their race polos or team polos, where it had that black or Golf Blue last year. It was like a silver. So I think we're definitely seeing a return of the chrome car this year for a special livery. So
Fair enough.
but yeah, it's the same car. Do something new. I was there with the bullshit excuse of like, well, we want to pay homage to last year's car.
Well,
Boo.
that's the second time that they've done that so far, so we'll get to that.
Mercedes F1. Mercedes-Benz, as Lewis would no longer call it. This one will probably be controversial. I give it an 8. It was a blend of like the last 3 liveries, all paying homage to each piece. They brought back the 3-star like gradient on the back. Kind of still kept a lot of black, a lot of silver. I was like, they're kind of tealy green, whatever you want to call that color. I don't necessarily like as much as I used to. So there's, except on the nose. I guess the nose is more silver, isn't it? There's a little bit less of it, and where it is kind of again, gradiented. So many of these cars did gradients on certain curves to just make them more pronounced or less pronounced. Whether it be intentional or not, like to hide stuff or not. But I thought it looked good. So I like it's kind of, it's like, here's our old era. Let's do this one, and then maybe they'll do something next year with new regs. New regs will probably be crazy. Hopefully we'll see some innovation on liveries as well as, obviously, the aero and engines.
This is definitely the one we flip-flopped on with, I think it was Ferrari. You had down low and I had up high. This is the one we flipped on. So Mercedes, the Ineos sponsorship up top is gone, which means the splash of red is gone. And I miss it dearly. It was so good. And now it's very silver and I don't like it. I'm also not a big fan of the Mercedes sponsorship logo in the back, where it spreads across. You put it as a benefit. I dislike it personally. It's too busy, in my opinion. It just looks like the infection is spreading. Next year's car is just going to be entirely that across the entire car. 5 out of 10.
I'll say I didn't even notice the red part during it until it was pointed out by someone else after, like a couple days after. I'm like,
red up top and the red in the inside of the wing is gone, or the winglet. I was like, I think Ineos is still sponsored in the winglet, but the red is gone.
Yep. And there's no sponsor on the top, right? Like they're not on the top.
Yeah, there is no sponsor on the intake.
Interesting. Moving on to, I think the one you've all been waiting for, Visa, Cash App, Racing Bulls, Toro Rosso.
Very striking. I love the white Red Bull. Like that color scheme is fantastic, and I love it. The Red Bull logo stands out so very well on it. Like it just fucking pops and is fantastic. Not the biggest fan of the little mini logos in the back. Similar vein to the Mercedes thing. It's too busy. But the rest of it, very nice. 9 out of 10.
I also gave it a 9 out of 10. I'm going to, the same flipping on that is I like the gradient, little logo gradient in the back. It looks really good. I was like, so we'll get into probably, I mean, at this point, you've heard my rant about me not supporting Red Bull, because that should be like the first episode probably. But I don't want to support RB or Red Bull. But they released the shirts with that. I was like, oh, god damn it. That looks really good. It looks good on the car. The car looks amazing. They figured, everyone's like, people just like black cars. And all of a sudden, everybody hated black cars. Like, what about we just coat that motherfucker in white? The only critique I have, and the reason I didn't get a full 10 out of 10, is I think the yellow on the nose is too outstanding. Like, it's just very jarring.
Nah, it pops. It pops, and I love it. It's going to look very nice when it's hurtling at a wall at fucking Mock Jesus.
When it's fucking heat tracking Liam. Or tracking Liam. But yeah, other than that. Oh, I have a question. It didn't have wheel cover. Like, the wheel cover is just blank at F1 75. So I didn't know if they had a design during testing. I guess it's one thing we actually should have checked.
Oh, yeah, true. I didn't pay attention to any of that. So I assume the only one that we know probably for sure is fucking McLaren.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, Williams has theirs. But.
Oh, yeah, true.
But yeah, fucking VCARB. Great car. Let's hope everything else matches up with it.
Mamma mia.
For Yuki. I don't care about Isaac. Again, you should know that I'm cheering for both, I think. What did I set down? I don't know. We haven't recorded that yet. Spoiler. All right. Next, the big brother to Visa, Cash App, RB, Racing Bulls, whatever. Red Bull. What do you think of the groundbreaking Red Bull?
Control C, Control V.
And then subtract Checo sponsors.
Subtract Checo sponsorship. Red paint tool. Go to the very, very back of the car. Do you have more to add to that, or
here I'll verbatim my notes here. Pro, what? Con, it's the same. Notes, they wasted so much time. And I believe my verbal reaction was, fuck you. Because that was like so much. Their video at F1 75 was this build up. It's about the garage guys and everybody. So like the modders and the street racers and all this and this whole thing. And then, same car. Also, we're not speaking to Max William. Just fuck off. We just hard cut. Waste of my time. Waste of everybody's time. I give it a 4, but I really should give it a 3.
I've decided that every year they give me the same garbage livery, I knock a number off of last year's grade. 5 out of 10. Also, I will say, if the polos that are in the store match what the team is actually going to wear, I'm glad that they got rid of the fucking livery on the side of those that made me think they were Williams every time. Now it just looks like they're sponsored by Marlboro.
Marlboro's making a comeback. That's what it's always is. That's the big reveal is tobacco sponsors, even though Velo is sponsored from McLaren. Whatever. I don't know. Last and least, that's just to get a rile out of Blake. That's a middle finger that they can't see because we didn't do video. We almost did this year. Maybe next year. Atlassian Williams Racing. I gave it a 7. Because it's a car. No. A thing we just agreed out last year, the red accent on the nose. They got rid of it, so thumbs up for me. The battery's still at the top, so fuck you. I'm sick of it. It's done. The bit's done.
It
was cute the first week.
Funny.
It was good the first time. I'm done. The blue, black, same thing. A lot of, as I speak like a broken record, blue and black gradients in to accent certain things. Of course, bigger sponsorships. You know, it's the name of the game. Good job for Williams. They'll have some money. Yeah. 7 out of 10. That's a car. For Carlos.
For Carlos. Fuck you. I hate doing it. I'm just like fucking looking back on my old livery thing to see where I compared to last year. Gotcha. Okay. All right. So the side view is not great because there is the photo that is used on the main F1 website where it's like, here are all the liveries back to back. It is a like head-on side profile view, and it just looks the entire same shade of blue across the entire car. It just looks like instead of a green screen, they went with a blue screen. It's
I believe
awful.
It's the same one of the thumbnail we're using on this.
No, actually, it's a slightly different one because this is the one with James Vowles standing in front of it.
Oh, okay.
It looks awful,
but the official Williams picture.
The front quarter view of it is pretty nice. Like you can see where it actually does gradient from the same solid blue into a darker blue, and that is okay. But I'm gonna miss the tail decal that has Williams on it, and instead is gonna have Atlassian on it. I dislike that immensely. 6 out of 10 compared to 7 out of 10 from last year. I still think the battery is stupid, but it's grown on me and it's kind of funny. Greg Miller.
I was like, it was fun the first season. It was kind of cool last season. Now I'm just like, okay, let's go. Cool. It's also because they also have it on the Halo, or had it on the Halo. I don't know if it's still on there again because I didn't watch testing, but it's like, and it looks worse on the Halo. God, it looks bad on the Halo. But yeah. All right, that's our livery ratings. My top rating, of course, was VCARB with a 9, and my worst rating was technically a tie, but I'm giving it to Redbull because fuck you. That was awful. McLaren at least did good last year, where they can like, we'll reward last year's car. Fuck you.
My best were Racing Bulls and Ferrari, but I'm going to give it to Racing Bulls because, God, that was amazing. And my worst were... Just making sure I've got that right. Yep. Fucking Mercedes and Red Bull. But in same vein, Red Bull. Because fuck you. It's the same shit.
Especially Max saying like, you'll love it this year. Well, that's what we should have known it was the same.
Yeah, that's what we should have known. Fucking meme lord Max.
Oh, man. Of course, I'm sure we'll definitely get our special liveries. Like I said, I'm putting money on another Chrome edition McLaren.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely.
I'm sure we'll see some Williams shenanigans. Red Bull probably won't. They didn't announce anything, so So they canceled last year's. I'm sure they're all. I'm sure most of these guys are, just 2026.
Racing Bulls, you have the potential to do the best thing ever and just do it seasonal liveries for the seasonal cans.
Yes.
Or just do different colors for the
Yeah.
Do something with the brand. Don't just let it sit there. Yes, we know who you are, but we like pointing at the TV and going, "Ooh, that's neat. I get that. That's like this thing."
Yes. All right. Well, that's liveries. Shorter episode. Hopefully good. I don't know. It's probably been an hour and a half. I didn't check. I didn't time it. It was long enough for about 2/3 of a third period of a hockey game that was over 6-3. So woohoo, Stars.
Go Stars.
Hopefully, again, I believe this is going to be episode 2. Hopefully you enjoyed our first episode that was just talking about all the things that happened in the off season and what we're looking for. Well, kind of looking forward to the season, I guess, or basically just generic going into the season talk. Our next episode after this will be our blind predictions.
Woo! My project.
Blake knocked the fucking shit out of the park on this one. It was incredibly
Thank you.
good ones.
I
Of
do
course,
my
some
best
returns.
work when I have a time limit that is within a few hours. So to also peel back the curtain a little further, I said that I gave him that document like 3 hours prior to the thing. I started typing it about 4 hours prior to it.
And the reason it probably only got done so close, 30 minutes before, is like, yeah, I'll do it later. I'm like, oh, I should probably get it done. But, yep, that should be good. Again, some returning questions. I did kind of contribute on one question. I did kind of one of the ones. So.
Oh yeah, no, and I super thank you for it. It's an amazing question, and I
It'll
love
be
it.
a fun one. So there's your call to action. Make sure you come back. I'm not sure exactly when all these episodes will go out before. To again more just peel back. Let's just peel all the curtain down. We're recording this on the 2nd, so we are in the month of a little over a week and a half ish, maybe 2, just whatever. I could look it up, but I'm too lazy. Of the Australia Grand Prix and kickoff of the season. So, first 3 episodes, and then we will get back to our regular Grand Prix recap stuff after that. But yes, also new art for this year, slightly tweaked. YouTube thumbnails. Also, we'll probably be incorporating more video components. So if you're listening and don't follow us on YouTube, you should go follow us on YouTube.
You should do that.
The blind prediction results. We had a nice little slideshow that Blake made that we put in the video, so you can also follow along.
Yay!
So yeah, probably more of that stuff. We wanted to do it for the blind predictions, but we kind of like
The blindness of it.
the blindness,
Like
and
the
the
blindness
reactions.
of us. Yeah, like reactions to each other's bullshit.
Yeah,
You're gonna hate me in some of this.
I'm sure I will.
You will be very viscerally angry.
But all right, of course we are rambling. It's first episode. Nothing's gonna change. I mean, second episode. Whatever. Time's a lie. Yep. Cool. We'll see you.
Bye.
Follow the pod everywhere at DSQ Pod.